Hey humans, welcome to the second part of the video of the chapter climate. The topics we are going to cover, you can see those, and if you don't understand any topic you can comment down below. I will try to answer those. So let's begin with our first topic. And if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel for related videos to ISC class 11 and 12 history and geography and the overall coverage of information of ISC. So the first topic we are going to cover today is in the second part. Especially in the first part, you have showed some love, you have showed some support, you have watched the video, I know, and I think you have understood what I have taught there. In the second part, it's one of the most important part in the climate chapters. We'll go through the Indian monsoonal regime, will go through the southern oscillation, El Nino effect, will go through Indian monsoon and its effects, the effects in summer, effects in winter, and all of that. So you will find very interesting in the second part. You will find that the second part is the backbone, it's the pyramid constructing the whole climate chapter. So not wasting any more time, and let's start. Southern oscillation क्या है? Southern oscillation is a pattern of meteorological changes often observed in Indian and Pacific Ocean. मतलब often ये observe किया जाता है कि कुछ एक pattern है by and it has been observed by the meteorological changes that there was a certain pattern which has been observed in Indian and Pacific Ocean. It has been noticed that whenever the surface level pressure is high over the Indian Ocean, it is low over the Pacific Ocean and vice versa. जब भी surface level pressure high रहता है Indian Ocean में, Pacific Ocean में वो कम रहता है, and vice versa. जब Pacific Ocean में high pressure जब surface level pressure high रहता है Pacific Ocean में, तब Indian Ocean में वो कम रहता है. And in the reverse case, the monsoons are likely to be weaker due to the vice versa of this, and the southwest monsoon in India tends to be stronger due to the high pressure in the Pacific Ocean and low pressure in the Indian Ocean. Due to the high pressure in the Pacific Ocean and low pressure in the Indian Ocean, the southwest monsoon gets stronger, and it is most likely, in the reverse case, the monsoon is most likely to be weaker. मतलब जब ऐसा होता है पैसिफिक ओशन में जब हाई होता है, इंडिया में जब लो होता है, तब साउथ वेस्ट मानसून स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है, बारिश ज़्यादा होता है. और जब मानसून ऑपोजिट होता है, मतलब जब मानसून वीक रहता है, किसकी वजह से? जब पैसिफिक ओशन में हाई प्रेशर सरफेस लेवल प्रेशर लो रहता है और इंडिया में सरफेस लेवल प्रेशर हाई रहता है तभी. सो ड्यूरिंग द समर, ड्यू टू द apparent shift of the sun in the northern hemisphere, the reversal takes place in upper air circulation. मतलब रिवर्स का जो काम होता है वो शुरू होता है अपर एयर सर्कुलेशन में. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम. द वेस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम इज रिप्लेस बाय द ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम इन इट्स ऑरिजिन नियर द टिबेटियन प्लेटू. वेस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम को कौन रिप्लेस करता है? ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम इन इट्स ऑरिजिन वेयर इन द टिबेटियन प्लेटू. दिस लीड्स टू द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ईस्टर्ली कोल्ड जेट स्ट्रीम सेंटर्ड बाई 15 डिग्री नॉर्थ लैटिट्यूड विथ ब्लोइंग ओवर पेनिनसुलर इंडिया. तो इसके वजह से क्या होता है कि 15 डिग्री नॉर्थ लैटिट्यूड पे इन पेनिनसुलर इंडिया ईस्टर्ली कोल्ड जेट स्ट्रीम्स गेट फॉर्म्ड, एंड दिस हेल्प्स टू द सडन ऑनसेट ऑफ द साउथ वेस्ट मानसून. ये क्या हेल्प करता है कि साउथ वेस्ट मानसून को आने में, मतलब इट हेल्प्स टू द ऑरिजिनेशन ऑफ द साउथ वेस्ट मानसून. द वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस एंड द ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दिस पॉइंट, the inflow of western disturbance which move under the influence of westerly jet stream from the Mediterranean Sea under the influence of the different weather conditions over most northern plains and western Himalayan region. तो क्या कहा गया है वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस एंड इट्स ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स के बारे में? जैसे कि वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस का जो इन्फ्लो है वो किसके अंडर है? अंडर द वेस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम. इट वॉज बीन इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय द वेस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम फ्रॉम द मेडिटेरियन सी, इन्फ्लुएंस विंटर वेदर कंडीशंस ओवर द नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स. कहाँ पर विंटर वेदर कंडीशन रहता है? ओवर द नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स एंड द वेस्टर्ली हिमालयन रीजन. So the tropical cyclones also get developed in the Bay of Bengal, and it helps and it brings retreating monsoon in the eastern coast. It brings retreating monsoon in the eastern coast during the month of October and November. Now we'll talk about the most important point, that is the El Nino effect. So what is the El Nino effect? The weather condition in India are largely affected by El Nino effect. El Nino effect से बहुत affected है, which causes widespread floods and droughts in tropical region. मतलब floods and droughts happen due to this El Nino effect. El Nino is a narrow warm current which sometimes appears the coast of Peru in South America ड्यूरिंग द दिसंबर. इट समटाइम्स अपेयर इन द कोस्ट ऑफ साउथ अमेरिका, दिसंबर के टाइम में होता है. एंड इट इज़ अ टेम्पोररी रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ द कोल्ड पेरू करंट विच नॉर्मली फ्लोज अलोंग द कोस्ट. ये रिप्लेसमेंट किसका है? पेरू करंट जो नॉर्मली अलोंग द कोस्ट फ्लो करते हैं. सो वी हैव डन अप विद दिस ऑल ऑफ द टॉपिक्स दैट the factors affecting the India's climate. What are the factors that affect India's climate? The easterly jet stream, we have learned about this. The southern oscillation, we have also done with this. And the atmospheric pressure condition, we have also learned about this, the atmospheric pressure condition. Now we'll also move on to the next concept of the monsoon. There was a theory, I want to tell that about it. When the vertical rays of the sun shift northwards over the Tropic of Cancer in summer season, the intertropical convergence zone, the ITCZ, the intertropical convergence zone also shifts to the north. Means जब vertical rays, sun का जब vertical rays northward shift होता है from over the Tropic of Cancer, not from but over the Tropic of Cancer in the summer season, the intertropical convergence zone also shift northwards. This low pressure area, the low pressure area sucks the air from the Indian Ocean towards the Indian landmass in the form of southwest monsoons. ये सब एयर को, सब मॉइस्चर को ये खुद के ऊपर लेते हैं और it sucks up the air and it moves towards the Indian landmass by forming itself the southwest monsoons. In the winter season, the ITCZ also shifts southwards and a mild high temperature is produced over the northern parts of India. थोड़ा high temperature feel करते हैं northern parts of India के जो लोगों हैं उनके द्वारा, due to the interconvergence zones also shift southwards at that time. The high pressure is further intensified by the ward shift to the subtropical high pressure belt. Then वो shift होता है to the, कहाँ पर shift होता है? Further it get intensified by the equator and is also shift toward the subtropical high pressure belt. Due to the high pressure of the northern India, due to the high pressure, the winds start blowing from northeast in the form of northeast monsoon. Starts blowing from the northeast as a northeast monsoon. So the subtropical westerly jet stream also blow over the India in the season of winter and cause high pressure over the northern India due to the subtropical westerly jet stream. The behavior of this jet stream is partially responsible time of onset of the monsoon in India, over India. Onset of the monsoon in India की responsible कौन है? ये jet streams to bring a change in the climate of India. So the next topic we are going to cover is the mechanism of the Indian weather. What is the mechanism of the Indian weather? As you can see in the board, the mechanism of the Indian weather can be classified in three different parts. The first part says that surface distribution of pressure and winds, upper air circulation caused by the factor of global warming and inflow of different air mass and its streams. Means inflow of different air mass and jet streams, surface distribution of pressure and winds, or upper air circulation caused by the different factors that control the global warming and the inflow of different air mass and jet streams. And in the third condition, the weather condition leading to rainfall due to the inflow of the western disturbances during winter and tropical depression during the rainy season. मतलब यहाँ पर क्या कहा गया है कि weather conditions लीडिंग टू रेनफॉल, वेदर कंडीशन की वजह से रेनफॉल हो रहा है और वो किसकी वजह से हो रहा है? ड्यू टू द इनफ्लो जो आ रहा है वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस, उसकी वजह से ड्यूरिंग द विंटर एंड ट्रॉपिकल डिप्रेशन ड्यूरिंग द रेनी सीजन ऑकर हो रहा है. सो द mechanism of the Indian weather in winter season. The Indian weather in the winter season is generally influenced by the presence of the high atmospheric pressure in Central and West Asia. It was generally influenced by the high atmospheric pressure which occur in Central and is Western Asia. The dry continental air mass, the dry continental air mass. So यहाँ पर dry continental air mass का मतलब क्या है? अगर हम देख पा रहे हैं तो यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है कि the cause of the flow of surface winds from north to Indian subcontinent. There was a flow of surface winds from north to the Indian subcontinent. So that air mass that dry continental air mass comes in contact with the Indian trade winds. So what happened when it come contact to the Indian trade winds? Sometimes it contact zone between the dry continental air mass with the Indian and the Indian trade winds reaches as far as the Middle Ganga. As a result of this, Middle Ganga तक पहुँचते हैं. As a result of this, the entire northwestern India up to the Middle Ganga valley comes under the influence of the dry northwestern winds. It comes under the influence of the dry northwestern winds. कौन आता है under the influence? कौन आता है? The entire northwestern part comes under the influence of the especially in the Middle Ganga valley comes under the influence of the dry continental western winds. Also see that the whole west and the Central Asia is under the influence of westerly winds at its altitude. The whole west and Central Asia, it was under the influence of the westerly winds at its altitude. There was a blow of jet stream roughly parallel to the Tibetan plateau. Jet stream blow होता है कहाँ से? Roughly parallel to the Tibetan plateau. So first we have learned the Indian weather mechanism in the winter season. Now we will learn about the Indian weather mechanism in the summer season. What happens in the summer season? See, with the onset of the summer season, the sun shifts from north. The sun shift towards the north, not from north, towards the north, and there is a complete reversal of pressure condition and wind circulation for both lower and upper layers of the atmosphere. यहाँ पर क्या कहा गया है कि जब monsoon season, जब summer season आता है, especially on the onset of the summer season, the sun shift कहाँ पर shift होता है? At the northwards, and there was a complete reversal होता है किसके कहाँ पर? Pressure condition पे reversal होता है, and the wind circulation both in the lower as well as the upper layer in the atmosphere. The maritime tropical air, the MT, which is also known as MT from the southern hemisphere, rushes to this low pressure zone after crossing the equator. This is known as northwestern monsoon. The maritime tropical air, the MT from the southern hemisphere, it rushes to the low pressure area after crossing the equator. After crossing the equator, they rushes to the low pressure area, and this is also known as southwest monsoon. And according to the another view of southwest monsoon is just a continuation of the equatorial westerlies, which was attracted by the ITCZ. What is ITCZ? Intertropical convergence zone. It was also been attracted, means कौन attract हुआ? Southwest monsoon. So moving on to the next part. So in the mechanism of the Indian monsoon, some of the points we have to remember is that the surface pressure winds. So what's the meaning of the surface pressure winds? The mechanism of the Indian climate can be divided into three parts. The first part is the surface pressure winds. Surface pressure winds. So what's the meaning of the surface pressure winds? That the pressure develop over the surface when the most of the monsoons carry the winds. And in the second point, we can see that the upper air circulation. So what's about the upper air circulation? The upper air circulation is being caused due to some of the jet streams and some of the western disturbances. And in the third point, we can see that the weather condition change due to rainfall, due to the inflow of the western disturbance and the tropical cyclones which generate over the Indian land masses. So these are the primary topics we have to go through it. So in the next point, if we go, is that what's the mechanism of the Indian weather in winter season? So in the Indian monsoonal regime, we have four types of monsoonal regime covering partly the onset and the advance of the monsoon, the retreat and the retreat system and the rainfall, the break-in monsoon and the retreating monsoon. So in the what happens in the onset and advance of the monsoon, the rainfall and the rain-bearing system and the rainfall distribution, the break-in monsoon and the retreat of the monsoon. So what happens in the onset of the monsoon? What is the onset and the advance of the monsoons? Many scholars still believe that the main mechanism of the monsoon is differential heating of land sea in the summer season. Differential heating land sea में जो होता है in the summer season, the landmass particularly in the northwest India gets intensely heated during the summer season. Landmass जो है नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया का वो इंटेंसली हीट होता है समर सीजन पे, और इसकी वजह से लो प्रेशर एरिया वहाँ पर क्रिएट होता है. This causes a northward shift in the position of the ITCZ. What causes the northward shift in the position of the ITCZ? The Indian Ocean remains comparatively cooler, leading to high pressure condition in the India. Means due to landmass heat up, low pressure condition in the area, in some areas in summer season, and as the Indian Ocean is becoming cooler, so it also create a high pressure condition over there, and for this there was a northward shift of the ITCZ, and in the southwest trade winds cross the equator, and after the deflection के बाद क्या होता है, these winds enter India as southwest monsoon winds. The shift in the position of the ITCZ is also related to the withdrawal of the westerly jet stream from the south of the Himalayan range. Westerly jet stream का जो withdraw होता है from the south of the Himalayan range, वो भी relate होता है किसकी तरफ से, as the shift of the ITCZ. So now moving to the next point is the rain bearing. What is that? The rain bearing system and rainfall distribution. What is the rain bearing system, and how is the rainfall distribution gone away? Means going on. So firstly we have to see that the monsoon rainfall never comes but the spells followed by it dry spells. मतलब monsoon never comes first, so the monsoon rainfall is never continuous but comes as wet spells followed by the dry spells. monsoon कभी भी continue नहीं रहता है, वो किसके बाद आता है? It comes as the wet spells after the dry spells. The tropical depression from the Bay of Bengal caused rainfall in the northern plain of India. Northern plain of India का जो rainfall होता है उसका main cause क्या है? Tropical depression in the Bay of Bengal. And the intensity of rainfall on the west coast of India depends upon the offshore. मतलब जो वेस्ट, ये तो नॉर्दर्न का मतलब बात हो गया. जब वेस्टर्न का बात करना है तो इट वाज डिपेंडेंट बाय द ऑफशोर meteorological condition and the position of the equatorial stream along the coast of the Africa. Along the coast of the Africa जो meteorological stream है, जो meteorological climate है, उसके ऊपर भी बहुत डिपेंड करता है about the western climate of India which primarily depend upon the offshore. जो offshore पे तो डिपेंड करता है, लेकिन बाकी इस कंडीशन पे डिपेंड करता है कि उसका ऑफशोर का जो मेट्रोलॉजिकल क्लाइमेट चेंज है, स्ट्रीम है, वो कहाँ से आता है, कहाँ तक पास होता है, एज इट कम्स अलोंग द कोस्ट ऑफ अफ्रीका, ईस्टर्न कोस्ट ऑफ अफ्रीका. The amount of rainfall decreases from west to east, from northeast over that west coast, and from east towards the northwest over the Indian plain and the northern peninsula. मतलब क्या बोला कि the amount of rainfall decreases, कहाँ से कहाँ decrease होता है? Firstly decreases from west to east northeast, west to east northeast, then ये तो एक बार हुआ, फिर over the west coast and the east southeast, over the west coast and east southeast. मतलब पहले अगर हम देखें west to east north east, and from again west to east, from again west to east southeast, towards कहाँ तक जाता है? towards the northwest over the Indian plain and the northern peninsula. So number 2 topic has been covered कि distribution कहाँ पर होता है और रेन बियरिंग, मतलब रेन बियरिंग सिस्टम क्या है एक्चुअली और कहाँ पर इसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होता है, वो हमने अभी देख लिया. सो मूविंग ऑन टू द थर्ड टॉपिक, दैट इज द ब्रेक इन द मानसून. व्हाट इज द ब्रेक इन मानसून? व्हेन द साउथ वेस्ट मानसून फेल्स टू ब्रिंग रेनफॉल, जब साउथ वेस्ट मानसून रेनफॉल नहीं ला पाता है फॉर 2 or more weeks, देन इट्स अ ड्राई स्पेल. तो हम उसको क्या कहते हैं? ड्राई स्पेल इन द रेनी सीजन. तो हमको इसको ड्राई स्पेल बोलते हैं इन द रेनी सीजन. इट इज़ कॉल्ड ब्रेक इन मानसून. इसको बोलते हैं ब्रेक इन मानसून. द ब्रेक में बी कॉज्ड आइदर बाय द फेलियर ऑफ द ट्रॉपिकल डिप्रेशंस, बाय द डिसलोकेशन ऑफ द मानसून थ्रू ITCZ. इसका क्या रीज़न रह सकता है कि ट्रॉपिकल डिप्रेशन हुआ ड्यू टू द डिसलोकेशन ऑफ द ITCZ. ITCZ का लोकेशन चेंज होता रहता है, इसलिए इंटरट्रॉपिकल कन्वर्जेंस जोन्स, ये भी एक रीज़न रह सकता है. फिर इन द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ राजस्थान द inversion of temperature prevents rain bearing winds from rising up and dry spell is experienced. एक और रीज़न क्या हो सकता है कि इन द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ राजस्थान पे क्या होता है? द इन्वर्शन ऑफ टेम्परेचर प्रिवेंट्स द रेन बियरिंग विंड्स. जो टेम्परेचर का जो इतना हाई रहता है वो क्या प्रिवेंट करता है? रेन बियरिंग विंड्स को कैच अप द मॉइस्चर फ्रॉम द एंड मूव एज अ ड्राई स्पेल. वो मॉइस्चर कैचअप नहीं कर पाता है एज इट्स मूव्स, एज द विंड मूव्स, द रेन बियरिंग विंड्स, इट falls down, all the moisture upon it falls down as it moves, and it is considered as a dry spell in the rainy season. For this reason, मतलब ड्राई स्पेल जो होता है रेनी सीजन में, उसका प्राइमरी एक कॉज ये भी रह सकता है कि जो मॉइस्चर रहता है वो गिर जाता है जब वो रेन बियरिंग विंड्स जब मूव करते हैं, तो इसलिए वो मॉइस्चर तो नहीं कैरी कर रहे, तो रेन कैसे होगा? and it's also due to the temperature, due to the inversion of temperature in the western part of Rajasthan, which prevents the rain-bearing winds to move up, prevent the rain-bearing winds from rising up, and a dry spell is occurred in the rainy season. वो rise ही नहीं करने देते हैं किसको, the rain-bearing winds को, due to that inversion of temperature means high and all of the temperature conditions. So moving on to the third topic we have done, that is the break in monsoon. Now we will move on to our last topic of Indian monsoonal regime, that is the retreat of the monsoon. What is the meaning of the retreat of the monsoon? See, the retreat of the monsoon, the southwest monsoon starts retreating by September and from the western strip of Rajasthan, and by 15th September it retreats from north parts of Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat. सो क्या कहा गया कि द साउथ वेस्ट मानसून स्टार्ट रिट्रीटिंग, मतलब वो रिट्रीट होना शुरू करते हैं। कि वो रिट्रीट का मतलब क्या है, कहा गया कि रिट्रीट का मतलब है कि फॉर एग्जांपल फ्रॉम 1 सितंबर टू 15 सितंबर, यहाँ पर एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है कि फ्रॉम 1 सितंबर टू 15 सितंबर द रिट्रीटिंग मानसून ब्रिंग्स रेनफॉल टू द पार्ट्स ऑफ हरियाणा, पंजाब, गुजरात एट्सेट्रा। मतलब when the retreating monsoon comes to a country, from generally if we consider the month of from month June to October, it brings rainfall to the country that it comes to, and after mid October it leaves the country, leaving behind the retreating the country. It takes away the retreating monsoon from one country to another, and that is the real meaning of the retreating monsoon, that it travels from one country to another and it causes rainfall. That is the main topic. So the retreat starts in most part of the country in the mid October, एक्सेप्ट द साउदर्न पेनिनसुला। साउदर्न पेनिनसुला को छोड़ के मिड अक्टूबर पे स्टार्ट हो जाता है। द रिट्रीटिंग मानसून पिकअप द मॉइस्चर फ्रॉम द बे ऑफ बंगाल, बे ऑफ बंगाल से वो मॉइस्चर पिकअप करते हैं, एंड इट एस्टेब्लिशेज इटसेल्फ ओवर द तमिलनाडु इन द मंथ ऑफ डिसंबर। तमिलनाडु में मंथ ऑफ डिसंबर पे क्यों रेन होता है, ड्यू टू रिट्रीटिंग मानसून पिकअप द मॉइस्चर फ्रॉम द बे ऑफ बंगाल, एंड इन द मंथ ऑफ डिसंबर इट एस्टेब्लिशेज इटसेल्फ इन तमिलनाडु। ये भी एक क्वेश्चन का आंसर है, अगर शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आया तो आप समझ पा रहे होंगे। एंड causes rainfall there. So it's a very common question, it can come, that why Tamil Nadu does receive rainfall in the month of December as the rest of the country receive rainfall from the 1st September to 15th September and up to the mid October. So that is the reason that I have given, that it picks up the moisture from the Bay of Bengal and it establishes itself in Tamil Nadu in the month of December, that causes rainfall in Tamil Nadu. The returning monsoon pick up the moisture. Okay. So the fourth point is also complete. I don't know that, see, I want to give useful information to you, that from which book you are following, but I am following the ISC, the ISC book which was recommended by our schools, not our schools, by most of the schools, and that is K.R. Kullar, I think that's the right name, Dr. Kullar, the ISC geography book. So that book I will recommend everyone to use, but the main concept is same. Climate chapter in Dr. Kullar's book or in another writer's book is same. You can use any of the book, but I will recommend this one. I am going thoroughly, I am going step by step in order and sequence. So this one, if you follow this, you will easily connect with me here. So the page number was 64 up to done. We have done up to the page number 61, and there was a beautiful diagram. The diagram of the retreat of the monsoon. You can see that from where the moisture bearing winds take up the moisture and from where it causes rainfall. With some arrows it was been given, you can only see in the diagram. I can show you. See, this is the diagram, that if you can see that these are the winds till 15 October. These are the places which receives rainfall, and Tamil Nadu was also in the month of December, it receives rainfall, and all of the places, these are the rain bearing winds. The arrow you are seeing moving from one places to another and causing rainfall due to its moisture. So you can take a screenshot of it as I have shown you. So the topics we have covered already. Now in the next class I will move on to the next topic, that is the rhythm of the rainfall. I think rhythm of the rainfall, sorry, rhythm of season. Thus we'll move on to the rhythm of seasons, and we have covered all of the parts, subparts of the Indian monsoonal regime. So let me mark it. Yes, we have done it. So the next is, I think you can see a beautiful color over the board. I have used many colors to just glorify the picture you are seeing in the screen, to make you more connecting with all the colors, as we love colors, as we love different colors. And if a teacher teaches with different colors, the visual, it seems more interesting and more fascinating. So we can enjoy seeing colors and moving on to the topic after topics by understanding it. And that's what geography is. Geography means earth. Geo means earth. So we are reading about the earth. So in earth there are a lot of colors, so we have to be fascinating towards color. So the next part you will be seeing in the next clip, and in the next phase, in the part 3, we are going to cover the rhythm of season. So that is the end of the part 2. Thank you, you have watched till the end. So do subscribe to my channel, as it's growing, but the support you are showing, that fills my heart. Not only with the subscriber, that fills my heart a lot more, that you are viewing my videos for the use, as I can only assume that for the use only. And thank you for supporting me. Thank you for showing love. And I have been seeing a lot of comments from you that, sir, you can please make the videos of ISC class 11 history, make the videos of these topics, make the video of those topics, give the question answers part, let's discuss the question answer part. I will come all of that. And after some days, as there was my semester exams going on, not going on, it will start from 2nd June to 12th June. So after semester, I will full-fledgedly, I will come and I will just vividly focus on teaching and vividly focus on geography, history 11 and 12, and nothing else. I will try to upload as much as video, but the video must be qualitative, not quantitative. As if I put 2 videos per day, 3 videos per day, and it doesn't have the quality, it doesn't seems that you are understanding the topic or the concepts, it's of no use. But if I put one video in a 3 day, in a 4 days a row, one video only, but that video of 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 15 minutes have some quality in it, then it will definitely benefit. Then it will definitely help you to understand the concept, which is the main motive of my channel, that don't memorize, understand. So goodbye, up to this only. We'll come in the next part and see you there. Like and share the videos with your friends of class 12 geography contenders. So thank you. That's all for today. It's me, Neil Ghosh, signing off. Bye bye.